Everyone, this is Gary with Viper Trading Systems. This is going to be a short video about a new feature that's been added to Object Trader. It is in the beta mode right at this very moment, so we're all going to be testing it, but it is available for download on our site. The new script is going to be called OT Viper Multi 332. The reason for that is because the Object Trader itself is on version 332, so that's why I named the script that. All right, now what you want to do first off, before you just put this on and just start going crazy with it, you want to go ahead and look at the webinar that I've been having on this, okay? So go to our website at vipertradingsystems.com, log in, go to your members area, click on your members area, scroll down, and you'll see my Monday night webinars down here just a little ways right there. This is a webinar that was done on Monday night. That was actually December 11th, so I'll change that date. But this was done on Monday night, and it's about the Viper clone and the multi-object types. So be sure and watch that, okay? Because what I've actually done with the multi-object type is just simply made it to where you could actually fire multiple trade setups by just simply choosing them on your object types. You'll notice, for instance, that the object types no longer is here on the panel. The object types are all inside your chart. You just simply go to object types and there they are, okay? If you click them, that will highlight them, okay? Now, when this first comes up on your chart, let me just go ahead and put Object Trader back on and I'll show you how it defaults. So we'll take this off, apply it, and then put it back on. Okay, you'll notice that it goes to ST, which means single object type. Okay, now what single object type simply means is if this were to trigger a trade, it doesn't matter how many of these I choose. I could choose the trim power dots, I could choose the predictor below, but whatever one triggers will then turn off your LE, in the case of a long here, and it will turn the rest of these off. I'll show you what I mean here. We'll just go ahead and do a bar close type trade. And if anything closes first or triggers a trade, then it will turn the others off. Okay, see that triggered? And you'll notice those went off. Okay, that's called the single object type. Okay, now if I chose the multiple object type, then these would stay on until they're triggered. So in other words, I chose a bar close. I could do multi and choose, like say bar close. I could choose a trend line. I could choose power dots. I could choose mid band. I can do anything I want and then turn this on, and then see this already fired because of a bar close. And you can see that when you're in multi setting like this, that your LE is still staying on, which can be quite powerful because you can make some good money on the trade. You'll notice your object types, your bar close went off. Your midband is still on, and so is your trim power dot. What if I wanted to take a trade off of that trend line, even though I don't move that trend line? I could turn on trend line and it will fire the trade if it touches that trend line within X ticks. So again, this could be a very, very powerful tool that I can actually utilize to add contracts. You know, for instance, if this actually takes the top of that line out, I could actually add a contract by simply moving that line. So again, it's quite a powerful little tool. See there? It just kicked another contract on. And you'll notice that that object type went off. So, and notice that that got a trend power dot, so that went off. So this is letting you know that with this very powerful part of Object Trader, you could even wait for the next midband with this still on, or just simply turn it off and move your targets out of the way and just go for a great trade setup. The whole reason that this was designed was because we have talked about this for years and years and years, that when you get these trend changes, first time after a trend change, notice that you went from a trend change to a trend change. There's a mid-band trade, almost did a phantom, not quite. There's two contracts right there by just simply turning those dots on. What about a third one with a mid-band trade? Very, very easy to do. And you can do it ahead of time. For instance, see, this was in a short, and then all of a sudden, after a while, you got a long. Well, guess what? You could just simply turn on the object types that you're looking for that next trade. If you use multi, it would turn all of them off before it turns this off. So in other words, it would trigger each and every trade before it turns them off. Right now, you're totally off. You're in 3 contracts, and you're no longer looking for a trade setup. But if I wanted to, I can just do it on the fly and add a contract by simply turning on bar close or whatever I want to do. Okay, the power of the multi-trader is going to be huge because we've never been able to do this before. If you had a chart with a region on it, you had to just have a chart with a region on it. But now I can choose a region, add a contract if I want. I could choose even lightning as far as that goes, add a contract. I can choose predictor, add a contract. See how that kissed that predictor right there? That could add a contract. It'll be that easy to use this. And you'll be able to do it on the fly because I could actually turn on that region and add a 4th contract very easily by simply having my multi-trader. The name of Object Trader has now changed to Object Trader Multi-Clone. The reason for that is because Object Trader just got a lot more powerful. You can clone trades with, for instance, you have an Apex account and you've got 10 accounts. You could trade 5 on one chart, 5 on another chart, lower your risk substantially, and just clone your trades and put all that money on 5 accounts instead of just 1. The multi-trader part of it, you can choose how you want to trade this, and you just simply use your long enabled, short enabled like you always have. Okay, new addition to Object Trader called Object Trader Multi, and you will also notice that we added a new feature called Trend Line. Now, Trend Line uses the top button on your Object Trader. The wedge uses dual lines, and you can form them like a wedge if you want to. You can't use wedge and trend line at the same time. You'll notice that it turns off. You can't use region with an auto region. It'll turn it off. Can't use region with an auto tick. It'll turn it off. Okay, those are regions. You can't use region with another region called predictor. It'll turn that off too. See, and another predictor will turn it off, and another predictor will turn it off. But it still gives you the ability, though. What if you wanted to do a trend line and a region? You can do that. Okay, so very powerful ways to trade. I love trend line trades. I use them all the time, and you can too, and you can even add to your trade with any object type that you want. We're also in the very near future going to add a new one called auto fib. Now fibs is going to be really nice too, because let's say for instance you wanted to see where this fib was right here. We'll have a button on here, and look at that 50% bounce, and you'll have a new button on here called fib, and you'll be able to have a multi-object type on the fib too. You'll be able to choose the 50, the 38, however you want to do it. Okay, we're trying to make the best tools that traders can possibly have and get profitable and fund their own accounts. They can go through evaluations to fund accounts. Come to our trading room. These trades are called in real time. This trade was called in real time in the room on Friday. This trade was called in real time in the room on Friday. And this trade even kept the room open a few minutes longer and called this trade too. But with the new multi-object type, you can nail them. Okay, so watch the video from last Monday night also, and realize that Object Trader has stepped up its game. It's got a new feature called multi-object types. You can even trade it in auto if you want, and you can even tell it you want to only trade with the trend. If you trade with the trend, you won't short any of these when it's in a long trend. But you can trade it without the trend, and you can trade any way you want. Okay, powerful tool. We'll see y'all in the webinars and in the trading room. Thanks for watching.